Good afternoon, this is Rusty with Masters Lawn Care with another quick tip on Gainesville landscapes. Today I was on a bike ride through UF's campus, as you can see behind me, and I couldn't help but notice, it's April 1st, I couldn't help but notice all of the spring rejuvenation pruning going on with a lot of the plants around here. Kind of wanted to take a chance to show you some things you can do around your landscape, your yard, while we're in this quarantine, some things you can do at home to your landscape this spring to help revitalize and rejuvenate your plants. So let's take a look. Now this viburnum was cut back really hard. You can see it had some major cuts. But viburnums are one of the plants that no matter how big they get, Viburnum odoratisum can really take a heavy pruning. And this thing was probably, I'm going to guess 7-8 feet tall. It got pruned back to about 4 feet tall. And you can see it's already got new green growth flushing out, and it's going to fill in fast. Oak leaf hydrangea throughout the summer are another plant that get really tall. They can get 4 or 5 feet, even 7-8 feet tall. You can see right here, this plant was just recently pruned back to about 3.5 feet, and they're already flushing out with new spring growth. So these right here are ornamental grasses that were cut back to here probably within the past 2 weeks. So they were basically cut back to about 6 inches above the ground. We've shown in some videos how to do that to muley grass, Fakahatchee grass, different ornamental grasses. You can even do that to liriope. And these have already sprouted back out, and you can see they've got stalks on them. They've got some seedlings. They've got a bunch of bright green new growth, and they look a lot better than what they did look like right before pruning this spring. Another plant that's great for rejuvenation pruning are the crepe myrtles. Now these were hacked a little too hard, and we have a video on our channel that shows these and how to prune them correctly. But these crepe myrtles were pruned for spring, and you can kind of see if I zoom in here, they're already starting to put out new growth. A plant commonly forgot about in the rejuvenation process is the knockout rose. So if you were to look at the bottom of this, you can see this plant was pruned back pretty hard just in the past couple weeks, and here it is already blossoming out. And you can tell new growth on a knockout rose is almost always red leaves. You can see it's already got some buds and some new blooms, and they're really starting to fill in. Now you would think cutting these things back to about 1 foot tall is pretty hard, almost as much as you'd cut back like a drift rose, but these are going to probably be 3 foot tall within a matter of a month and be full, thick, and lush with blooms rather than spindly and thinny and airy as they always get without rejuvenation pruning. A couple more plants that do really good with rejuvenation pruning is butterfly plant and milkweed. Those are both plants that you can cut back to 2-3 feet above the ground, and they're going to flush out really bright in spring. Now, if you were to look from afar back, you would think this is just weeds popping up in a pine straw bed. But actually what this is liriope that has been cut back to inches above the ground. Now right now it looks hideous. It looks really butchered, and almost seems like they don't want even these plants to live. But I assure you, when they regrow in the next 3-4 weeks, these liriope are going to be the brightest green, have the most flowers, and also be the most hardy liriope you see in the area. They won't have any of the brown tips on the edges, any of the burnt leaves. They'll really look clean and fresh. We recommend doing this not every year. This is about every 3 to 4 years, maybe even 5 years, to keep them looking nice. But it really presents a flushed out green liriope plant. Here are new leaves coming from a butterfly bush where we pruned back heavily, and you can see the new red growth coming out. Now, if you were to look from afar back, you would think this is just weeds popping up in a pine straw bed. But actually what this is liriope that has been cut back to inches above the ground. Now right now it looks hideous. It looks really butchered, and almost seems like they don't want even these plants to live. But I assure you, when they regrow in the next 3-4 weeks, these liriope are going to be the brightest green, have the most flowers, and also be the most hardy liriope you see in the area. They won't have any of the brown tips on the edges, any of the burnt leaves. They'll really look clean and fresh. We recommend doing this not every year. This is about every 3 to 4 years, maybe even 5 years, to keep them looking nice. But it really presents a flushed out green liriope plant. Thanks again for watching. This is Rusty with Masters Lawn Care, just around UF's campus. You can see the beautiful Century Tower behind me. I hope this video is helpful for you. If we can help you out in your landscape, give us a call, 378-5296. Thanks again. Have a blessed day.